калаш селфи, братан, совсем я не знаю, я думал, я смогу снайперкой играть.
Возьми, возьми. Свал ебет.
Всем композитор.
Рюкзаки, главное, 20-ки возьмите.
Чего говоришь?
Рюкзачки 20-ки. Чтобы снимать армор.
Персонаж поменяется.
Значит, ладно, я беру липсим.
Сколько там время?
14.
Ты поэтому.
Alrighty, well, a nice little listen in there with Fallen, some of our teams preparing for this round as the game is getting started. It is time to head to Space City. Now let's talk about these rules here, Taylor. We're playing Space City till we're done. It could be right now, it could be round 5, or it could be round 6. And every round going forward will have a mantle brick. So let's get into it. Here's a quick look at the map view. Let's see these spawns. It is Fallen with a priority spawn, and it's Gold Silver with the priority spawn. Unfortunately, priority is one thing, but you're getting cut down from a PKM from K1DE from distance as they have central command on the north side of the map. As AKA, they're in printing room on the east side, STS on the west. We'll continue to update positions, but yet again, Fallen are going to be first to the brick. 2 minutes until you can grab it, but they're going to have priority position.
So, the cat is still in the bag, as far as I'm concerned, right? Because Fallen, they set this trap up in map number 2. And whenever they did set it up on Brockish just a little bit earlier, Gold Silver was a team that might have challenged, and they tried to, but they just felt something was a little bit off. They rotated away. So technically, nobody really knows Fallen is a roster that likes to camp the Mandelbrick, okay? And this could be incredibly valuable, especially if you think about Gold Silver started moving once again. Now, I guess history repeats itself. Fallen, Gold Silver, almost met up against each other in Museum, right, going over to Brackish, but this time around, they might meet up in the middle. And for Gold Silver's perspective, I think they got to be the underdogs in this fight. I mean, look, they've been losing quite a bit of their engagements. Now they're going against Fallen, who's coming off hot off a win, and you got Florich, who's been on fire, or Flarich, excuse me. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, but inevitable. They've got to go for this engagement.
Well, take a look at this left-hand side of your screen. I was not quite right. We do see plenty of Lunas, almost a Luna on every team, but 2 teams elected to not play with a Luna at all. Q9, one of those, and AKA also not using a Luna this round. Everybody else has a Luna in their operator comp. And of course, as we progress through this competition, we are seeing some nice red items, red ammo coming into the play here, which is exciting stuff for everybody. It's going to be increase the time to kill theoretically, but of course, with the ammo also being red, should kind of match things across the board. This is pretty standard. Take a look at some of the weapons. You're now seeing full meta builds, full meta weapons, seeing the C119, and some of our other weapons. Everybody has their favorites, and everybody has their favorite builds, but fun to watch these players battle it out on Space City with some nice, closer to meta weapons that we're used to. And again, like I mentioned, we see sniper rifles into the mix. I believe that was R93. They're from Mo, which is going to be huge for not only information gathering, but also potentially getting picks from distance.
All right, Mandelbrick has been spotted. Now you got to think for Fallen, last time they held their ground. They didn't try to get on it, but this time they're not wasting any time. They pick it right up, and Gold Silver's going to be hot in pursuit. Q9's also going to fire a couple of warning shots from a distance. This is big. Fallen has all the wind in their sails, the full confidence. You take down Q9 in the previous map, you got Flarich who's popping up, and now you have the Mandelbrick for yourself. This could very well secure Fallen within the top 3 very comfortably.
You can see it does look like our security director, Des Moines, has been taken out. But here we go, Mandelbrick being planted. Now, I will say, for those that have been watching a lot of regional finals out there, this is the classic decoding station. This is where some of the most viral clips from these competitions have been found. Right here at this decoding station in the alleyway around CEO. Now, you kind of have these 4 quadrants is what I call them, the 4 buildings. You've got the facility, you got Black Chamber, you got Buoyancy Lab. So you've got these 4 buildings that surround this alleyway, and usually teams kind of hole up in a building, find a position to hold, and then play for the alleyway. They'll peek out, take a fight, and then run back to their building. I like Fallen's position quite a bit. Central facility, traditionally a building that has been held when you're overwatching a Mandelbrick like this, but this decoding station is so interesting because it's kind of wide open. I mean, it's an alleyway, sure, but it's almost impossible to actually hold the decoding station. You're gonna have to peek it and then peek back inside your building. Peek it and peek back inside. But off screen, while that's being decoded, we've got GS and AKA getting into the mix. Oh, actually, it's FL taking the shot. It's going to be Fiddle looking for their first early engagements. And with the help of an Aluru operator, all of a sudden, Uni is in trouble.
Yeah, this fight's big because it opens up the potential flake onto Fallen, who is decoding the Mandel Break. For Gold Silver, they can't worry about that fight. They've got to worry about countering for the Mandel Break themselves. It's a big one for them. Arguably, right, so obviously, FN, they want the Mandel Break. That would basically secure most likely a second place, maybe even first, depending on how they end up playing the remainder of the maps. But for Gold Silver, they are towards the bottom. They are on the bubble in 4th place. They're 2 million behind. They need the Mandel Break more so than that of Fallen. But for AKA's sake, they also need FL. They need to hold on to what they got because they can easily fall below Gold Silver. So these fights taking place are critical. For Gold Silver, they're actually going south, maybe potentially prioritizing, I don't know, maybe a quick pickup for 400K.
That's a good shout. Fiddle, AKA, still potentially fighting, but we've got to keep our eyes on that Mandel Break. It's going to be Gold Silver looking for the first move on it. 2 minutes on the clock. You'll see that timer top middle. Minute 55 and counting. Articuno's actually being cut down. Player advantage to the side of Fiddle. Articuno now crawling away, trying to get to safety, and Fiddle knows it. They've got to get aggressive. They got a Byron operator to do it, but we've got a trading of blows as Uni re-knocks Jan as they get the revive. It is still a 2v3. No, they dropped another one. Articuno, Jan, 60 MG out of here, AKA wiped on map number 4. You will not be seeing AKA for the rest of this map.
That's it. AKA's gone. Q9's going to be rolling in for the potential refight. They're going for the, not third party anymore, but just a full-on hazmat, which they will take down to full finishes in. Meanwhile, on the Mandel Break, you've got Gold Silver, who's going to be moving in onto Fallen. That fight's going to be taking place shortly. STS is also starting to get active onto it. Everybody pushing their respective fights that they want.
Yeah, we've got a huge moment right here with Q9 making a push over to Fiddle. We've got to keep our eyes on that Mandel Break, though, folks. We've got 60 seconds remaining. A big fight, sure, off screen, but we've got to get to that Mandel Break. Fallen is about to get into the engagement. K1 pushing the equation. Now K1 on the Byron operator. He's actually able to connect. Magnetic bomb taking down one. But again, 45 seconds on the brick. Q9 will not get there in time.
No.
Q9 get the full. They get some kills. But what's going on at the Mandel Break?
Have to look at it. I mean, you got Gold Silver, who is encompassing the Mandel Break. They can easily get the touch. Fallen is trying to hold them at bay. Q9 continues to fight FL, but who will get the touch? Just 25 seconds remain. We finally get on board with it, and there you got Flarich. Flarich looking to get the off angle, potentially push in. He's got a 1v3 before. This is going to be a big moment.
Gold Silver's just moving too slow.
Come on!
You've got 15 seconds. You got to make a move, but they have no information where all 3 of these players are at. They've got a hunch. They've got a guess. But you've got 5 seconds for the steal, and you got to move right this second. Unfortunately, they think it's not possible. Are you kidding me? Getting a free brick. No one makes a move.
Oh my God.
Fallen joins the leaderboard at the top with Q9. No one can touch them. No one even touches the brick. You see Gold Silver back off and say, we don't like this fight. We can't all get wiped right now. We're not even going to try.
Well, it's not over with just yet, is it? You still have some shots ringing true. And Gold Silver, despite them not going for the Mandel Break, they continue to fight. But why didn't you fight earlier when it actually mattered? Now, of course, it does when it comes to technicality. But, like, come on, boys. This was not the fight to back away from. And now you're getting punished even after the fact. As HR will take down yet another one. Bobo, who's continually playing solo, now has to just hug a corner on the right-hand side. Crazy Dog will try and take the left. They're trying to set up this pincer maneuver, right? You go through that choke one in the doorway. You get mowed down from both sides. But I just don't think it's going to be possible. HR penetrates. HR takes down Bobo. And then you've got, of course, Dog who's going to be just up ahead. The smoke will conceal him. He'll get away. But Gold Silver, why didn't you fight like this before?
Just a little tepid, a little timid. Crazy Dog, though, answering back. HR has been cut down, and it's a full. That's a kill for the side of Gold Silver. That's 400K added to their total at the end of this. And yet again, Crazy Dog is last alive for this team. We're a bit ripping into them just because of how important this Mandel Brick is. We thought they could maybe make a play for the steal, but Fallen had set up flawlessly, and without the help of the other teams, Taylor, we wanted them to basically just suicide for it, to try to steal the decode and reset it, but frankly for them, it was all about staying alive. And unfortunately, you peek for a hair too long, it gets Fallen, you're gonna be cut down. Crazy Dog was doing some great things as a solo. Gold, silver, out of here. Fallen, kills added to their tally, a brick added to their tally. There's absolutely a clear top 2 in Group A.
The reason why I'm so disappointed in Gold Silver for not pushing the Mandel brick is you have to understand, right? Gold Silver is in 4th place going into this map in the standings. They're about 2 million behind that of Finnell, 11.59 million. And you have Fallen, who's already in 2nd place, but not too far behind. It's realistic to catch up to them. That's a team that you should be challenging. That is a team that is fighting for the exact position you're currently in, right? To be in top 3. There is no reason not to fully commit and go for the fight. And what's weird to me is Gold Silver then tries to engage right after that. When the Mandel brick isn't even up for grabs, up for offer, why do you stick around? Why not just break away then and go for the loot if that was your ultimate objective? They rotated in to challenge the Mandel brick, and then they didn't even fully commit to it. And I feel that's a big, big mistake in my opinion. Gold Silver's been a team that's been quickly falling behind, and unfortunately, it's one of those moments where they fall even further behind. But it is what it is. And even for STS, I can be critical on them. Like, why didn't they fully go in for the challenge, maybe into the chaos? STS is a team that's been on the struggle bus. They're in last place. They quite literally have nothing to lose if they go for it.
Yeah, and I think the thing you got to remember too is like, hey, we're playing for top 3. So now with 2 teams with a brick apiece, we get spot. Yeah, we went 2 more rounds with Mandel bricks. Could see 4 different teams get 4 different bricks. It doesn't happen very often, frankly. So if you've got a Mandel brick, you're making it to upper bracket 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100. Fallen's got to be feeling really good right now, winning that engagement and also winning the brick. But STS have maybe laid a trap of their own on the low side. They know that Fallen's going to rotate out of here now that they've gotten the brick, and they know they might not be very timid about it either. They might just run out into the open, and wait a minute, I think HR, look at that, he could have backed up, and I think it was a shock arrow coming out maybe from the opposition. They kind of gave away their position. If they would have played a little bit more patient, maybe heard the STS player actually running away as well. And now with the area over the top, unfortunate. I mean, obviously, the shock arrow sticks HR there. Maybe it's an open frag. But I think if they just wait a hair longer, STS actually might get a wipe. I don't think Fallen was going to slow down.
I don't think they were. I think they were full speed ahead. I mean, kind of all gas, no brakes, really, aren't they? I mean, they're a team that is just quickly on the come up and could very well dethrone Q9 in 1st place. Not necessarily in this map, but maybe in future Space Cities, which ultimately we're going to end up at least getting 1 more, right? We could potentially be getting 2. For STS, it's a big moment. You've got your competition who's currently in 3rd place. They're gone. They're fully out of there, right? That was FL. That was Fiddle. Now you have a chance to potentially break into top 3, albeit without a Mandel brick, but still top 3 nonetheless. So for STS, this could be a tremendous game. I do want you guys to take note. Mo from Q9, by the way, has split from his team. I assume they're going to be going down the launch area, maybe going for the extraction. For Mo, he's going as a solo to either scout out the areas and potentially go for some quick picks. I don't think he's going to be taking on full teams in a 1v3, but Mo is a guy that, I don't know, he can do a little bit of everything. I've become quite a big fan of him. And he hit, for example, is starting to push up from STS. This fight between them and Fallen, most likely not going to conclude anytime soon.
Three teams left on the map. Really only one team that desperately needs a good one.
STS.
STS has got to get something out of this map. Loot value important. Now, on the left-hand side of your screen, you see assets obtained from this map alone. Obviously, huge tallies, 5.5, 5.4. But now, look at the transition on the left. Total assets. This is our overall leaderboard, just there for a blink of an eye. But Q9's well over 20 million, 25 million to be exact. Whereas I believe FN was pushing 20 mil. Everybody else far and away. There is still a fight happening for the 3rd place position currently.
That's right. And STS free and clear to maybe go and elevate themselves up the top 3. Again, they're the team to watch. They don't necessarily need to take this fight against Fallen. I thought they were going to do it, but it's okay that they do, in fact, back away. At this point, if they can just get out with any more loots, right, I mean, that's going to be hugely beneficial for them. I mean, they're just a hair away from catching up to that of FL. And if they can do so, they'll break into top 3, live to fight yet another day. For Mo, though, catching maybe an STS member off guard. Shots are fired. Mo gets one down. The straggler looking like a one-man army. The rest of his team still over in the launch area. Mo, though, a thorn in the side of any roster that he comes across. He took down one from STS. Who knows? Maybe he'll challenge the entirety of Fallen. Who's going to be up ahead?
Yeah, big take, of course. Every kill 400K, and I think it's worth briefly mentioning, too, as much as we are saying it's assured that they're in the upper bracket, these teams want to be a top team. Fallen and Q9 are now fighting against each other as total loot value. So every kill is going to be super helpful. Any loot that they can find is super helpful. And now both of these teams are saying, hey, if we can get some kills, great, but we're trying to get out of this map. What you guys don't see is that on our map feed, 2 members of Q9, you mentioned it, Mo's by himself hunting the map. Yeah. But Gior and K1D, they're down at the rocket extract. They're hanging out way down on the south side of the map, looking to get out of the map.
Yep.
While Mo's just on the hunt to find anybody he can get his hands on. He's like a rabid dog just running around getting kills. I mean, this is crazy. Hunting down the rabbits of the map, I guess. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm a fan of it.
Looking for anything.
That's right. Fallen's going to go for an extraction themselves. They want to get out. Can't blame them. They've had such a successful game number 4 on Space City, our first one of the day. Not only getting the Mandel brick, but actually getting a ton of assets for themselves, which puts them up in the standing, especially if we get to a tiebreaker, which I don't think we will, but we might. You never know, right? But it's always a possibility. For Mo, he has slowed down a little bit. STS, though, is still a little bit worried, and, well, naturally, they've lost one player. Mo picked up an additional 400K, and he's still on the hunt. Actually, there is time for him to run into STS. He's in hot pursuit.
Yeah, and you're seeing on your screen right now, obviously, Fallen. They are going for the no backpack extract. See what they could get out of the map with. Stacking up that chest rig. Potentially getting out of the map here. This is the loot optimization path where we traditionally find. Well, Mo, unfortunately, on the hunt, laughs and maybe says a few words as Chan finally finds an angle here. STS getting something on the board right now. Picking up a kill on Mo. They don't know where the rest of his team is. They know who it is. And they're going to back up after getting that kill and check all of their corners to make sure they don't get flanked by the rest of Mo's team. Unbeknownst to them, Q9, the other 2 members, as a reminder, way down there at the rocket extract right now.
Yep. They've been down there for the longest time as well. Just left Mo to his own devices. So for STS, a bit of a win, a bit of a victory. They'll be happy to take that again. Getting relatively close to breaking into top 3. It's still doable depending on the remaining loot that they end up finding. But I think Q9 has so much respect in the lobby that when they see Mo and they take Mo down, they are expecting maybe the remaining 2 members to come in and fight, which begs the question, can STS, or will they fully commit to getting out? And I think they will.
2 minutes and a half. Everybody looking for their way out. FN doing some inventory management. Here's a quick look, instant replay, by the way, of Chan finding Mo on an off angle. Nice pickup there from Chan and STS. We take those every day of the week. Could go look at Fallen. Now, of course, we do see that Fallen, they stacked one of their players with everything they could get their hands on to get out via the no backpack extract and workshop. And now a potential 2v2 about to be had in STS. I don't think they know it. Fallen, I think, has found an angle. Chan in trouble. No, he actually answers back on HR. There's the trade. Uzbishka down. HR by himself. We have a trading of blows between these 2 duos. But it does find their way to FN getting the wipe. STS, they might have found 1 kill, but they've been punished for it. That is a full wipe on a team that desperately needed points.
Yeah, you know what's tough about that is their loot drops dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking almost 2 million. They desperately needed that to catch up into top 3, and now they're even further behind, which makes them more desperate going in to the last, potentially last 2 remaining matches, which, again, it could only be, just map 5. Q9's out. They managed to extract. They are gone. A successful game from their perspective in terms of getting assets, the Technic Alloy. For Fallen, though, again, the biggest winners as they get the Mandel brick, the last remaining team on the map, and potentially going to get out for themselves, like you said, the no backpack. So for good stuff, right, from the team of Fallen, they put themselves in a comfortable spot from scrims yesterday into today's competition. Highly consistent. This is the team to watch out for. going into the upper bracket. I don't see how they don't make it.
Yeah, you do see 2 members of Q9 Look, these guys are playing near perfectly. I mean, to be able to do what they've been doing and still get out via the rocket extract without being challenged, very well done from them. They're going to protect a lot of that loot category. They know FN's going to be hot on their heels. They know they finally have competition in the Mantle Brick category, and so they're assuredly putting some more points on the board with this one. And of course, we see our players optimize inventories as we close out this map. With only a couple players left on the map, not much else you can do besides throw a couple ID tags into your safe box and get out with whatever you can. Of course, they're not going to get actually out of the map, but that safe box will be some nice value add to their overall score total, or at least protecting some of the value they brought in.
Next map's going to be nutty. Next map's going to be crazy. You've got two teams who have been highly consistent, both with Mandel Bricks. Chance to close out. Fallen in Q9. Just so well played. Bishka, a large reason for that. He's been the match MVP already once. Maybe he can make it once again. A highly successful game. We take a look at round 4 results. Obviously, Fallen walk away with the Mandel Brick, but for Q9, they will once again get the biggest round earnings, but not the most eliminations. That actually goes to Fallen. From last round to this round, I feel Fallen stock has just kind of gone through the roof. They've been playing so incredibly well. They're one of the only teams to fully eliminate that of Q9. You look at Fallen, able to at least get the most damage despite them only having one more elimination. They still tower over that of Q9 on the right.
Yeah, and again, I love these damage charts because they really do tell a story of the map. I mean, you see a team like AKA who traditionally have put up really good damage. This map, they just take one bad fight and they lose it immediately. Obviously, they're going to have the lowest damage. They weren't there very long, and unfortunately, big responsibility for them. But FN, Fallen, are going to be your best team on this map. There's no question about it. The young gun, HR, leading our charge here in terms of our
19,
victory.
I believe.
Yeah, very, very young. He was a great interview. Talked to him for a while. But this is truly a team effort. They've all had their moments in the spotlight.
Nice!
And now we get a chance to see HR as not only a part of the team that was the best team in that last round, but also our round MVP. 3 kills, 3 assists, 3 KD, and 500 damage from HR.
And that's 2 MVPs, match MVPs going to the way of Fallen, right? So Bishka in round 2, and then obviously HR in round 4. It comes to show you again, Fallen, they're